Welcome into Better and Green. I am Ben. With me is Ethan, and today we're talking about if the Chiefs win, if they complete the three-peat, are they the greatest of all time dynasty that we've ever seen in the NFL? I'm I'm gonna think, me being a Chiefs fan, Ethan being a Lions fan, I think we're gonna be on different sides of this argument. I'm very interested to see what you have to say. Special thank you to our friends over at Underdog. Also, if you guys haven't checked them out yet, they're available in most states. Use code BetterGreen, get some free cash to bet with that way. Ethan, I think I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm gonna do this strategically because I want to poke holes in the fabric that you're about to lay out for the people. I want to sink whatever you put out, kind of like Battleship. But first, I think we need to set some ground rules, okay?
Yes.
Talking the greatest dynasty of all time. Is it fair to narrow it down to just this Chiefs dynasty and the Patriots? Or do you think that there's other dynasties that need to be included in this discussion?
Well, we're talking best dynasty post 1960 because everyone and their mother knows the 1950s Lions is the greatest dynasty of all time. Um, but I think that's fair. I think
Okay.
the only people that could have some flack on that would be maybe Dallas, San Fran, and Pittsburgh from their
Right.
80s 90s. But yeah, I think it's fair to only include the Patriots and the Chiefs. I think they clear the Niners, Cowboys, and the Steelers.
Okay, good. I'm glad that we got that established. I think that's an important part for this. I will have information on those other teams later, but I think that is a very good framework for how this episode's going to go. So I'm going to send it to you and just tell me, what are your thoughts, man? This is a tough one.
Yeah, so like I said, we're talking only 1960 and above. So we're
No
not gonna
Lions.
go-
No Lions.
no Lions. Although they're close. They're close. When we do this again in 10 years, we're talking Detroit. But
Right.
this is tough. I mean, these are two great dynasties. I don't think anyone could not think either of these are dynasty teams. As far as the best, they're different. They're a little bit different. New England was years and years and years and years, a long time, close to 20 years of being
Yep.
what most would say was their dynasty time. The Chiefs, maybe 20 years. As of now, they're 7 or 8, would you say?
I would say more like 6. I think if
Six.
you would do 7, but that last one is when the Chiefs faced the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Patriots won. I believe they won the Super Bowl. So I'm like, I'm not going to
Yep.
start the Chiefs dynasty the same year the
That was like the
Patriots won it.
handoff year, kind of.
Yes.
Or like yeah, okay. The last hurrah for New England. I still think it's New England. I still think the Patriots are the best dynasty in NFL history. Nothing against your Chiefs, even if the Chiefs three-peat. That's obviously a huge if. It'd be the first time in NFL history. But for me, a dynasty has to be long-lasting. It has to be not that 6 years isn't. I mean, it is. But the Patriots, let's just say 0-1 to when was that? 2019 was when they 18.
I believe it was 19.
Okay, so say 18 years of now they weren't as dominant. I don't know if they had a 6 year stretch quite as dominant as the Kansas City Chiefs have had. They did have 3 and 4 years Super Bowls. As far as the AFC championships, the playoffs, I mean they were pretty good. I know they had a few down years in there, but really as long as Tom Brady was there, they were kind of the team to beat in the NFL. So to me, the longevity separates them from any other dynasty that we've seen before. Again, Kansas City might get there. 10 years from now, we still might be talking about Patrick Mahomes slinging the ball in Kansas City. But we've already seen it from New England. So, yeah, the three-peat would be super impressive. It would be a more impressive first 6 years of their dynasty than New England's first 6 years of theirs. But the longevity for me speaks for itself. I don't think I'm ready to quite give the NFL's best dynasty of all time to the Chiefs. And it's also why I'm not talking about the Steelers, the Niners, the Cowboys. Just don't know if it lasted long enough for those teams to be in this conversation.
I kept waiting to jump in for you to say something outlandish. Unfortunately, you were very reasonable. Nothing for me to really jump in. But I will start poking away at the facade, though.
Yes.
Second favorite sport. Is it fair to say hockey?
For me?
For you personally.
Yeah, probably. Maybe basketball, not NBA, but
Okay, gotcha. Well, NBA will be in there. What would you say is the greatest hockey dynasty of all time? If you had to pick a certain era, a certain
an
team,
era or a team.
a certain team in I'm saying an era as in you don't have to know the years, like just like
Yeah.
under this player.
Oh, like Gretzky, like a Gretzky era. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know way back in the 40s, 30s. I don't even know when. Like Montreal rattled off like 10 years in a row, but that was also like 6 teams in the league. That's pretty impressive.
You're right.
Yeah, you're catching me off guard here. I don't know. There's a lot of parity in hockey, but way back in the day, I mean, Leafs, Montreal, Boston.
Let's keep it fairly recent. Players that you know. Like I'm not talking like Bobby Orr, like maybe
Okay,
not
so
that far.
you're talking like, are you talking like who is the most recent like hockey dynasty?
Not most recent, but like most dominant one that you can think of.
I guess maybe Tampa or Pittsburgh, Chicago.
I am getting somewhere with this. I promise. You named the guy. You named him first,
Gretzky?
so he was right off the top of the head. Gretzky's Oilers back in the day.
Okay.
Gretzky's Oilers. How about baseball? Is there like one team that really sticks out in your mind? Was just dominant.
Probably the Yanks.
The Yanks with Derek Jeter in the early 2000s.
Yep.
NBA one was a little tougher. Do you kind of know? I know you're college ball.
Well, no. I have a very strong opinion on the NBA that there's no parity. Since like the 80s, there's been like 4 teams. There's the Lakers, the Bulls, the Celtics, and a couple stragglers in there.
Well, you're right. You named them. Magic's Lakers.
Yeah.
Magic's Lakers, and actually the Golden State Warrior team that we just had here recently.
Yep.
So those teams all had 5 championship appearances in 6 years. No NFL team has ever done that except now the Chiefs. And those are kind of widely considered some of the best teams of all time in their sports.
Yep.
Looking at New England and their 6-year span, the best that they ever had was 4. They have wins in 01, 03, 04, 14, 16, and 18. And then I said I'd hit on the other teams real quick. Pittsburgh had 4 in 6 years. Also, Dallas had 3 between 93 and 98. And the Niners also had 3 in that span.
What years do you know off the top of your head were New England's? The 6-year span?
For the 6-year span, I believe that was the last ones, 14, 16, 18, and then I believe the loss to the Eagles.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
And so my argument with that is, and you said it, it's the longevity, and this is where I'm going to poke holes in the longevity. They won a lot of Super Bowls in the beginning and a lot of Super Bowls in the end, but not in the middle. And we did an episode where we were talking about the 49ers dynasty. And is it over? And then we said, you know what? It never began. Both of us were saying it. There was never a dynasty. That same span is between the New York Giants beating the Patriots. That was the same 5-year span. And then you add 5 years on top of that. So there was 10 years where the Patriots didn't win a single Super Bowl. The Seahawks had 3 appearances, won 1. Pittsburgh had 3 appearances and won 2. And the New York Giants, of course, won 2, beating the Patriots both times. So I feel like right there is a split. There's no longer the dynasty there. You have the early dynasty and you have the late dynasty. And then you might say, like, you know, hey, that's not fair. They were still getting there. Okay, but if you look at the Super Bowl teams, the only player in common in them winning in the beginning and the end is the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Brady. Even the kicker's different. We had Vinatieri in the beginning, which then ended up on the Colts, and then we ended with Gostkowski. So, I mean, the kickers also notoriously, kickers and quarterbacks last the longest, is what we've seen. Let's see. Oh, that same time span of the Patriots winning their like the early ones and their late ones, that would be including Staubach, his Super Bowl, and Aikman's entire career. So that's crazy. You wouldn't say the Staubach and Aikman are the same dynasty. You'd say there was the early Cowboys dynasty and then the later on Cowboys dynasty with Aikman.
But I think the quarterback change might throw the wrench into that.
It's possible. It's possible. But then the whole team's different, though. I feel like you can't. A dynasty is not just one player.
No. But I think it's. Tom Brady feels like the glue of the dynasty.
I mean, that is an argument. That is a fair argument. Yeah. The most important player.
Because, like, you know, say Mahomes got traded, we'll just say, and they sign, I don't know, Lamar. And now I keep waiting. I feel like we're then switching it up to Mahomes Chiefs years and then Lamar's Chiefs years. And maybe it's, I don't know. We haven't seen it that often.
Right.
I'll let you keep going, but I think there's something to that.
There could be. But if it's all the, like, let's say the rest of the team's the same and they keep winning Super Bowls, like, let's say post Tyreek Hill, I would say it would still be, even though Tyreek's gone, like, the other guys are still there. So everybody else leaves, but Tom's still there. So that's a tough one. Also, Chiefs hosted the AFC Championship game 5 times in a row, which is a record. They've hosted 6 times in their span here. New England hosted only 7 times in the 19 years. So there's something to be said about that there too. Let's see. 7 straight AFC Championship games for the Chiefs. That's 1 behind New England. Next would be the Raiders at 5. I also think if they do complete the three-peat, this is going to be the greatest season of all time because besides the 72 Dolphins, besides the perfect season, because I don't think you can count that one. But then you look at the Patriots' perfect regular season, but then losing in the Super Bowl. I feel like one regular season loss to Buffalo, but winning the Super Bowl is a better season because at the end of the day, you got the biggest game done.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Let's see.
You're not counting the Broncos?
Not of the starters. Of the starters, yes. Let's see. Also, people like to talk about the Chiefs. It's rigged. It's rigged from the refs. They're getting all these preferential calls. Whether it's true or not, whatever side of the fence you fall on, I just feel like the 0-1 Tuck rule, 0-7 Spygate, then 14 falsified injury report, but I'm going to completely leave that one off my list of knocking them because I think we've talked about it on the show before. Probably most teams do this and still do this to the day.
Yep.
Deflategate 2014, which once again, I don't think it was that big of a deal, but it's just another kind of mark against them. Headsets would stop working in, I guess it's the Steelers. So that was a big, once again, the Steelers were the team to beat. So that'd be like if Buffalo's headset stopped working in the game this past weekend. That would be just massive. And then Pat Stafford's filming the Cincinnati sideline in 2019. So it's just marred with these constant marks throughout the entire time. So even if people want to poke holes, say what the refs are helping them through the end, I think there's too much stuff that was caught and confirmed that the Patriots did to try to allow
the Jets
argument.
too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
When they're awful.
Right. And I almost brought that up too, saying that like the Jets and Bills and Miami were so bad through much of that dynasty. So they like had a cakewalk to the playoffs every year. But then I didn't want to use it too much because like Vegas is trash. But the Steelers and Denver, Denver has this up and down years. I think I just said Steelers. I meant Chargers. The Chargers, they're usually consistently pretty good.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to throw that up because we're talking more playoffs and all-time greats. And then my last point is that the NFL, you might say that they're rigging it for the Chiefs. They're changing it to make it harder on the Chiefs because the same thing happened in that AFC Championship game between the Patriots. Very close game, and then the Patriots get the ball, score last in overtime, and then that was it. That was game over. They told all of us to stop crying. Doesn't matter. You don't need to get the ball back. You stop them on defense. And then the same thing happened when we did it, and then the league's changing rules. So I'm saying they're doing something. So that's a change that the league made that they didn't do against the Patriots, but they did do against the Chiefs.
That's fair. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So I guess the only thing I'll kind of leave you with, and I guess it just comes, I need a hard definition of a dynasty. We need someone to come in here and give me a hard definition. Because, yes, the gap is a little concerning for the Patriots. But that being said, outside of the Matt Castle year when Brady tore his ACL week 1, division winners every single year in that span.
Hey, buddy, you don't need to tell me about Matt Castle.
Yeah, no. You guys shelled out an arm and a leg for him, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, there were plenty of ass jerseys walking around for years after that, dude. Duct tape over the CELL, man.
That's hilarious. I forgot he went to a... Dude, that dude, he only plays on dynasty teams. He knew what he was doing. He was just a little before his time with Kansas City. But, Patriots still winning their division, still making the postseason, still having incredible years throughout that stretch. So, yeah, while they didn't have the playoff success quite like Kansas City's had in their 6 years, I guess I'll just leave you with this. I'm just not ready to say the Chiefs, because now what if the Chiefs go on 6, 7, 8 years of winning the division, making the playoffs, and they just can't get back to the big game? Could happen. So I'm not going to give it to you yet. I'm going to hold on to the Patriots a little bit longer. Fair point.
I also want to challenge you with this, too, real quick, while you're thinking about it. This is the greatest dynasty, not greatest team of all time.
Yep.
So this is not Patriots, all the Patriots' career, and the Chiefs, all the Chiefs' career.
So I feel like that would help the Patriots argument.
You think so?
Because
I'm saying this is just the dynasty.
Yep.
Because if you're looking at, I really feel like it's the early dynasty and the late dynasty. With a big gap in the middle. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're looking at the whole team, 6 Super Bowls versus the 3 Super Bowls, I feel like you got to break it down, and it's 3-3 with both having a losing performance. And now the Chiefs are either going to have 2 losing performances or a 4th Super Bowl. And I feel like if they get that 4th Super Bowl, I feel like it solidifies them. Where right now I feel like they're the best, but I feel like there's a valid argument still.
We need more than just the 2 of us. We need comments. I need to know. And I think everyone's definition of a dynasty is different. Right. And I think that's going to sway you one way or the other. Let us know, please, in the comments. I'm sticking with the Patriots for the time being. I'm hanging on to them 19 years, 18 years, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give me no gap. They're fine. They're good. They're a good team. I didn't want to play them during that time. I don't know about you, but
I had to play them, Ethan. We had to play them multiple times.
Yeah, same with us. I think on Thanksgiving once it was like 40-something to 0, if I remember right. When they're on your schedule, you didn't want to see them. Let us know in the comments, please, seriously, because this is a debate that we'll probably have, especially if the Chiefs win. We will circle back to this. So I'm going to hang on to the Patriots for now, but please help break the tie in the comments. Let us know who is the greatest NFL dynasty all time. And if you think it's the Niners, the Cowboys, the Steelers, maybe the Lions in the 50s, who knows? That works too. Let us know.
Thank you for watching this episode of Better and Green. If you'd like to see some of our recent videos, make sure you click them over there and subscribe to our channel to see more content from us in the future.